Overnight, a major midterm victory, possibly setting up a preview for the next presidential election. In Florida, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis cruising to re-election in a landslide over Charlie Crist.
I am honored by your support, and I look forward to the road ahead.
He'd had a tougher run 4 years ago, winning by less than 1%. But Florida is a different state now. He's projected to flip the key Miami-Dade County, the first Republican governor to do so in over a decade. He, along with Senator Marco Rubio, solidifying GOP control of the once swing state. But DeSantis' victory also cemented his status as a Republican star and a possible frontrunner for the next presidential election. At his victory rally, the crowd chanting 2 more years, signaling support of a 2024 run. The Florida governor's made a name for himself in GOP circles over the last few years, with his aggressive plans to reopen the state after the COVID pandemic and his fundraising prowess. And he's positioned himself as a key champion of the party, including in a recent ad.
God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a protector.
All of it catching the attention of former President Donald Trump, who has himself teased a 2024 run. Trump technically backing DeSantis, but not sparing him, declaring himself the frontrunner over the weekend.
There it is, Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%.
And previewing serious Republican infighting to come if both do run.
Let me tell you what President Trump said today to an interview about Ron DeSantis. He said it would be a mistake if DeSantis won, and he said ran for president. And he said, and if he did, Trump said he would say things about him that won't be flattering, and said, I know more about him than anybody. How does this sit with you?
Take it for what it's worth. Here's what I think. President Trump, if he announces next week, which I think he's likely to do, will have about 6 months to himself.
Graham adding that DeSantis has to be governor for a while before getting into the race. Republicans taking a wait-and-see approach, as the popular governor may be gearing up to battle the party's biggest star.
Oh, this could be war, Allie. We already see the rumblings. Are people that you're talking to, voters there who like DeSantis, like Trump, are they conflicted, torn between these two potential candidates?
Yeah, definitely, Savannah. Look, DeSantis is a popular governor. Trump is a popular former president. Voters that I've been talking to here over the last few weeks like both of them. Many of them don't want to have to make a choice, but it looks like they're both on a collision course. I really saw it last night as I was leaving the DeSantis event. A man came up to me wearing a Make America Great Again hat, unfurling a Trump 2024 banner. He said he hoped that Trump could run in 2024 and that DeSantis could wait until 2028. I don't want to count that far ahead into the future, but it's clear that voters' minds are already there. And frankly, in my texts with Republican donors, their minds are already there, too. They're starting to make some early picks as this shadow primary becomes a lot more public now.
All right, Allie, thank you so much. That's the worst thing about the day after the midterms. They start talking about the next election. We can't talk about 2028. No.
We need a minute here.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.